environment. Next, let's look at the Comprehensive Unit-Based Safety Program, or CUSP, which includes two key types of work. We have technical work and academic work. CUSP is a method that can help clinical teams make care safer by combining improved work, clinical best practices, and the science of safety. The technical work focuses on specific actions and interventions that improve safety. It tells us what to do in a specific situation to prevent harm and errors. On the other hand, adaptive work requires us to adjust to the unique conditions of our hospital or our unit. This is where we make the program fit our particular setting, because every unit has its own set of challenges and needs. The hospital survey on patient safety culture is a reliable and valid survey designed to assess condition and the staff participation of the culture of safety within their unit and overall hospital. It is a survey tool that helps identify where improvements are needed. For example, if the survey shows that the communication during handoffs is weak, so you can focus your efforts on improving the process. Now let's discuss the impact of safety culture on patients' outcome. So hospitals that have a strong safety culture experience lower rates of infections, sepsis, post-operative complications, and other medical errors. By fostering a culture that prioritizes safety, hospitals see a reduction in incidents like respiratory failure and accidental punctures. In these hospitals, errors reporting is more frequent and tolerable, leading to continuous improvement and fewer repeated mistakes. This shows us that when safety culture is prioritized, both patients and clinicians benefit. So safety culture also has a profound effects on clinicians. Hospitals with a weak safety culture tend to experience higher burnout rates, and increased staff turnover. Clinicians in these settings often feel overworked, unsupported, and stressed, which can directly affect their performance and well-being. Conversely, hospitals with a strong safety culture tend to have a lower burnout rates, and clinicians feel more supported in their work. This not only improves staff morale, but also ensures that they can focus more on the patient care. Safety culture is not something that stays the same. No, it's changing. No? It is dynamic and can be influenced and improved over time. By using a multi-component interventions, such as focusing on communication, leadership, and resource management, you can shape and enhance the safety culture in your unit or hospital. So this flexibility means that if your safety culture is weak in one area, like communication during handoffs, you can intervene and improve it. The best results come from addressing multiple factors simultaneously. Moving on to specific strategies for promoting safety culture, we first need a strong leadership and management commitment. Patient safety should be treated as a strategic priority in hospital policies and health programs. This involves ensuring that clinical audits are conducted regularly, promoting the use of checklists in patient care, and holding morbidity and mortality meetings to review clinical cases. Leaders should actively promote patient safety, executive work. Executive workarounds to observe and enforce a culture of safety at every levels. Leadership should also hold all levels of staff accountable for maintaining high standards of patient care and safety. Ensuring a safe environment within the healthcare facility is another crucial strategy. This involves compliance with environmental standards such as posting warning signs and in hazardous areas, ensuring a safe food and drink supply, and implementing a robust preventive maintenance program for the facility's physical environment. Moreover, there should be an emergency plan in place and systems established to ensure that cleaning and sanitation standards are regularly met and maintained. Protecting the safety of healthcare personnel is another key component of a safety culture. This includes implementing an occupational health program to prevent healthcare-associated infections, ensuring staffing levels are adequate to meet the patient's needs, and adhering to national labor laws to protect workers' rights. Additionally, protocols should be established for screening staff for transmissible infections before employment and regularly thereafter. Providing staff with vaccination is also essential in maintaining a safe working environment. An effective medical record system is vital to ensuring patient safety. Health facilities should use standardized codes for diseases and procedures, and maintaining a comprehensive medical records archiving system. Every patient should have a unique medical record, ensuring continuity of care and reducing the risk of errors. Moreover, as we move towards more digital systems, the development of information technology infrastructure can significantly reduce errors in patient care by automating tasks and improving record accuracy. Finally, let's talk about patient-centered care. It's crucial to involve patients and their families in the decision-making processes regarding their care. This includes obtaining informed consent for treatments and procedures and communicating openly with them if adverse event occurs. Patients and their families should also be encouraged to report incidents since they are the ones together with the family for 24 hours. Because doctor and nurses only see the patient during rounds or implementing some procedures. And their feedback should be taken seriously. Furthermore, we should involve patients and consumer advocates in patient safety committee to ensure that their perspectives are considered in safety initiative. So in conclusion, promoting a culture of safety in healthcare is essential to achieving better outcomes for both the patient and the clinicians. By focusing on leadership commitment, communication, resource allocation, and teamwork, we can create an environment where safety is prioritized at every level. Remember, safety culture is dynamic and can always improve through targeted interventions. So let's continue to work together to ensure that our healthcare facilities are not just places of treatment, but places where safety and quality care are developed. Thank you.
Doctor, do you allow questions from the audience? Do you allow questions from the audience? So, would like to ask questions to Dr. Abdullah? So no question. Thank you very much again, Dr. Abdullah.
Thank you so much.
Excuse me, I have a question.
Okay. We have one question.
Actually, keynote speech we don't allow in person, but if the speaker is allowing, no problem. And you can discuss in the last session as well. Madam, now you ask please. No problem.
Good morning, Doctor. This is Dr. Sudha from IDU Medis Evaluation. I have a question regarding the patient safety. Also, can you give your opinion about the interprofessional collaboration in maintaining the patient safety? Can you throw some light? How the interprofessional collaboration enhances the patient safety?
So the question is, how do we improve professional collaborations? So I think the key for that is communication. Since in the healthcare system, we have different professionals, especially example in hospital, we have different professionals in the hospital. So, collaboration and is very, very important, especially in the safety of the patient. So open communication is very, very vital, and there should be an existing protocol because every institution we have our own protocol. So maybe we can start from having the study protocol from in the hospital on how collaboration from other professionals can be done. So I think communication is very, very vital. So really the direction, really the main point of patient safety is how can we improve our patient. No? But before thinking about the patient, we also need to improve ourselves. No? Same thing with Dr. Anila said earlier, before thinking about the patient safety, we need to be patient. So I think the key point there is communication, like sharing of ideas on how to improve our patient, because we have different specialists, especially in the hospital. So we sharing information regarding the patient and how can we improve the patient is very, very vital in how can we improve our patients. The doctor, the nurses, the physicians, the industry, we really share the ideas on how can we improve our patients. So the bottom line is communication.
Thank you, Dr. Abdullah. Okay, for further question or discussion, maybe you guys can go and meet the senior Dr. Abdullah. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much for your thoughtful presentation. Now I would like to call upon for the Professor Dr. Niranjan Nayak. Professor Dr. Niranjan Nayak has 42 years of professional experience with 29 years dedicated to teaching. Professor Dr. Niranjan Nayak has held several prestigious positions, including Professor of Microbiology at Medical College of Medical Science. He is also the head of the Department of Microbiology at the Santosh Medical College and University, India. He has received multiple accolades, including the bronze medal for the second best research work and the silver medal for the securing the highest rank, the highest mark in his medical doctor examination. So now, today, Professor Dr. Niranjanaya will present. The title of his presentation is very interesting. It's about the biofilm-related Candida albicans infections, a challenging clinical situation. Now, I would like to invite you to present.
Thank you for the compliments and good morning to all of you.
Saya tambah 1. Enggak. Kan Sabtu Minggu kan tiap kali Jumat kan saya rencanakan kontrak dengan dokter ini. Kalau bisa nggak bisa Jumat kan nanti tadi kan baru ngobrol sama beliau, nanti habis seminar kita kontak lagi. Kalau saya pulang Senin, saya dapat apa-apa dari sini. Kalau dokter Tua mungkin nanti setelah dokter kuning baru ke dokter Tua. Soalnya kan harus semester 1 dulu ada titik terang dulu. Kita coba masuk. Kalau dokter kuning itu ruangannya di dekat samping itu Wisma ya benar. Katanya jalan kaki nyampe. Belum, nunggu nanti bareng-bareng sama itu. Katanya samping. Deket ya. Katanya tadi juga di samping sih katanya.
Thank you, madam, for the compliments. Sorry for the inconvenience. Good morning to you all. Now, as the episodes, I was given to talk on my experiences on biofilm-related infections. So, at the outset, I thank Professor Dr. Sandhya and the entire team for inviting me here to share my experiences with you. Now, this concept of biofilm formation by microorganisms, especially by Candida, by yeast, as well as by bacteria, is not a new concept. But as in the morning, Professor Dr. Amyo Bhamik pointed out, the problem lies with us, not with others. We have to be very clear in our ethical practices. So that important thing which he pointed out has got a lot of relevance to today's topic as well. So before going to biochemical related infections, I like to go back to the history of biochem, how we came to know and how these are important, how these are medically important. Now, if you think our world, when it evolved, when the evolution started about billions of years ago, it was not in this state. The world was full of, it was a ball of fire, and it was full of, it was devoid of oxygen. The whole atmosphere was anaerobic, and it took around 1 billion years for the earth to become cool. Then only the evolution process started. And the first organisms which evolved in this earth were probably both prokaryotic organisms and probably anaerobic microorganisms, because there was no oxygen in the atmosphere. And probably these bacteria, these anaerobic bacteria along with cyanobacteria, they are very philanthropic, and we owe our lives to their contribution to this world. They were responsible for these chemical equations leading to evolution of oxygen, and the heart was filled with oxygen. And then aerobic or microaerobic or facultatively anaerobic organisms evolved, and those organisms were the primitive inhabitants of this world. It is we who have come to their world, not that they have immigrated to our world. They are not to be blamed for infections in man, for disease in man, because we have not behaved with them prudently. We have not behaved in a sophisticated manner. We have not behaved with them in a civilized manner. The best example is pouring of antibiotics to the patients, thereby disturbing the normal commensal ecology of the bacterial flora or microbial flora of our body, unnecessarily allowing the resistant microorganisms to be selected out and cause disease in a later part of the life. So that is why they are the organisms which came to this earth much more before, millions of years before we came to this world. So they are much cleverer than what we are. So they know how to adapt to the situation. That is why the message which we get from these microorganisms is that microbes came, so you came to this world. We came because of them. That is why they have developed modalities to adapt to the adversity, to the situations which are adverse to them. And one of these modalities is the multicellular modality, multicellular mode of life. This multicellular mode of life, if you recollect the story that a person used to advise his 5 sons to remain together. They were separated, they quarreled amongst each other. But the father advised them that if you remain united, nobody can do any harm to you. So this applies here also. Microorganisms, when the earth cooled billions of years ago, they united to remain united so that they can face the adverse situation in the surrounding, the situations which were like desiccation in the environment, low pH, high temperature, high humidity, low temperature, extremes of temperatures. All these adverse environmental conditions would be taken care of if they remain united among themselves. So That was the concept of the biofilm. So technically, we can define biofilm as a structural community of microbial cells enclosed inside a self-produced polymerase matrix and adherent to inert or living surfaces. What we will deal today is that they are adherent either to the living surfaces, the host tissues, or the medically important indwelling medical devices. So this is how they form the biofilms. They attach to the surface first, then they form microcolonies, then by production of extracellular matrix, they produce multicellular structures, three-dimensional multicellular structures, and by that they remain attached to the either to the indwelling medical devices or onto the host surfaces. Now, this concept, as I told you, it is not new. This is the person who first invented the microscope. His name was Anthony von Leeuwenhoek. He took scrapings from his dental block and examined each under the microscope. And he found, to his utter surprisement, he found that these microcolonies were composed not of any single bacterial cells, but of multiple cells, multiple organisms. So then came another era in which they proved that many bacteria, many marine bacteria, during the inter-epidemic period, during the inter-pandemic period, they remain localized to surfaces on zooplanktons, sea bacteria. Best example is Vibrio cholerae. Cholera, in between the pandemics, it remains localized in the form of biofilms on surfaces. Then came the advancement in science by using scanning electron microscopy. We could visualize the structure of these biofilms. So, these bacteria, they are very clever, as I told you earlier. They decide that we no longer remain in the flow, we must think of going inside the biofilms. So, main important feature for these bacteria they have the tendency to form biofilms. Microorganisms rather, they have the tendency to form biofilms is by pressure of antibiotics. When they sense the pressure of antibiotics, when they sense the human immune system is adverse to them, then they have a tendency to form biofilms, whether they are bacteria or fungi. Now, this is how the biofilm looks under electron microscopy, scanning electron microscopy. This is a contact lens used by the patient, pure contact lens on which bacteria have not been allowed to form biofilm. But this is another contact lens of the same material which the patient was using, and this shows multicellular biofilms under scanning electron microscopy. So, the first step is their attachment. They should find a suitable surface for their attachment. Then there is the conditioning of the film. Best example is our oral cavity. If you brush your teeth, you will find that lot of bacteria, lot of microorganisms will be washed out. But within minutes, the enamel of the tooth will be again washed by the saliva, and salivary protein they form what is known as a conditioning film. Conditioning film for many microorganisms to attach there and form biofilms. Now this is the same structure showing attachment, proliferation, maturation of the biofilms. Then ultimately they will dislodge from the biofilm and go to another surface, whether it is in the body or in the environment. And we are dealing for the conditions in our body which are favorable for them. Most best example is indwelling medical device like central venous catheters, ventriculoperitoneal sumps, prosthetic appliances, prosthetic joints, prosthetic cardiac valves. So these are all the medically important and also ventilators in these days in ICU patients. So these are the medically important indwelling devices onto which they form biofilms, then they dislodge also and go and attach to another site, thereby producing chronicity of the infection. So this is programmed already in them, in many microorganisms, they produce a chemical mediator called acylhomoserine lactose. This substance not only makes them virulent and form biofilm, but also it has got a oral sensing capability. When the biofilm becomes mature, then no organisms are allowed to enter and form biofilms. That is the end of it. Once this is discussed, then they form biofilm in another site. So these are genetically mediated in fungi as well as in bacteria. This is the main locus which forms the biofilm matrix, and the product of this is capsular intercellular adhesion. This adhesion helps in attachment of the organism to the surfaces, and once this is formed, this cooperates with this to form multicellular structures, and this codes for the intercellular adhesions that makes attachment between cell and cell, one cell with another. So, and this is a regulator gene which is transcribed in a divergent manner as compared to other genes. So its transcription, it regulates the formation of this biofilm matrix. Now, you can call them that it is a city of microbes. In a city, the canteen person will reside wherever there is, the cook will reside at a place, prefer to reside at a place wherever there is canteens. And the barber will reside at a place wherever there are saloons. So this is how the people choose their dwelling places. Similarly, these microorganisms, they choose their partners. There are multiple, this is called multicellular biofilms, that one bacterial cell or one fungal cell can recognize another cell as its partner and can form multicellular biofilms. So, way back we conducted an experiment whether how these biofilms related infections are recalcitrant to antimicrobial therapy. So we developed a model in which there was a polycarbonate membrane, and on this polycarbonate membrane, biofilm formation was allowed to happen. After that, we placed the disc diffusion method, the Whitman number 1 filter paper disc. Then we, on the Whitman number 1 filter paper disc, we placed the antibiotic, and we found whether antibiotic is diffusing and forming, and whether it is affecting the biofilm formed on this polycarbonate membrane or not. So, to show this is the plain polycarbonate membrane, and this is the biofilm formed on the polycarbonate membrane. So what we found that this is a polycarbonate membrane in which only antibiotic disc was put here and allowed to diffuse, and there was no preformed biofilm on this polycarbonate membrane, and the organisms which are growing on this polycarbonate membrane, there is a zone of inhibition, clear zone of inhibition, because antibiotics are diffusing through the filter paper disc and inhibiting the microorganisms. In contrast to that, when there was a formation of biofilm, so the antibiotic could not diffuse, and there was a clear zone surrounding the antibiotic, surrounding the filter paper disc. So this was quantitatively determined. When biofilms are there, because the cells are live, they will reduce this dye tetralulium, and tetralulium dye will change its color from orange to pink. So what we found is that those which were high biofilm producers, biofilm was intense. In that case, the minimum inhibitory concentration of the antifungal agent was higher as compared to the strains which were low biofilm producers. It meaning thereby that antibiotic could not diffuse when there was biofilm, intact biofilm, and that is why these biofilms were interpreted as recalcitrant to antibiotic therapy. So this is the biofilm biomass scanning electron microscopy. Here, in contrast to that, here there is no biofilm form, so individual cells, individual planktonic cells could be demonstrated. Here, planktonic cells are not visible because they form a complete biomass of the biofilm. This study shows that not only Candida albicans but also non-albicans Candida species, their biofilm cells of non-albicans Candida species, their mean MIC was higher as compared to non-biofilm forming Candida albicans and non-albicans Candida species. This is another study from another parent institution in India where they have also demonstrated the same result that non-albicans Candida species too are biofilm producers and are resistant to antifungal agents. Now, another study we conducted amongst poultry chickens because the veterinary persons belonging, depending upon their profession, they are in close contact with animals and birds, and because of this close contact, the organisms harbored in the gastrointestinal tract of these poultry could be transmitted to persons dealing with these animals, so thereby leading to colonization of antimicrobial resistant organisms in the gut of humans. So we found that lot of yeast flora in the gut of these poultry, they were biofilm producers and they were resistant to multiple antimicrobial agents. Now this is a recent study, part of the thesis work of one of my postgraduate students doing MD in microbiology. So she took 70 clinical isolates of Candida albicans, 59 were from sputum, 5 were from urine, and 6 were from high vaginal swab. The patients had reported to the obstetric gynecology for vulvovaginitis, and these patients were having urinary tract infection, and these patients, 59 patients, had lower respiratory tract infections. So in these isolates, all these isolates were proved to be Candida albicans by the germ test positivity, and production of chlamydospores in the corneal tuber. These three were terminal chlamydospores in the corneal tuber to see it better in higher magnification. These were the chlamydospores, terminal chlamydospores in corneal tuber. So on this basis, they were identified as Candida albicans, and biofilm was formed on artificial devices, and it was a single pure colony was taken, then it was incubated, then from these 200 microliter was placed in microtiter plates, then the microtiter plates were incubated at 37 degrees for 24 hours to allow the biofilm to form. Next day, after 24 hour overnight incubation, the microtiter plates were washed through PVS 3 times, then the biofilm was fixed with buoyant fluid, then it was stained with crystal violet, and the optical density was recorded by in a ELISA reader. Now, these were the readings of 10 blank wells which had no biofilm in them. These were the readings of the 10 blank, and we took the mean of these 10 blanks, and by calculation we found this was x, this was x bar, x minus x bar whole square, and sum of that it became, so x bar is 0.0708. So by this we calculated the cutoff value, and cutoff value came to be 0.423. So those microtiter wells which were showing a optical density value of more than 0.423 were regarded as biofilm producers. So this is the picture of that ELISA reader, in which you can find E2, E3, E6, and so on and so forth. There were so many wells which have shown biofilm formation by Candida albicans. Then to see whether these biofilm producing Candida albicans they are resistant to antifungal agents or not, we prepared the drug dilution. We used 60 microgram per ml of amphotericin as well as fluconazole. So these were the drug dilution, highest drug dilution taken, and this drug concentration was gradually diluted twofold: 64, 32, 16, 8, 4, and so on. Then also inoculum was standardized. We took the yeast suspension, matched with 0.5 Lactazone standard, which was equivalent to 10 to the power 6 colonical units per ml, and this was diluted to 5 into 10 to the power 3 colonical units per ml. So equal volumes of 5 into 10 to the power 3 colonical units per ml and 64 microgram, starting from 64 microgram till we reached 0.1 microgram per ml of drug dilution. It was incubated in the microreactor plate. And here, this was the whole process was carried out in test tubes. That is a macro dilution, macro broth dilution technique, which shows clearly that there is fungal growth starting from 1 microgram per ml. So minimum in vitro concentration was 2 microgram per ml. According to the CLSI guideline, this MIC value of 2 microgram per ml, if it is shown as 2 microgram per ml, then the organism can be categorized as sensitive to fluconazole. This is another showing that minimum in concentration was 1 microgram per ml. This is the last dilution of the antifungal agent in which there is no growth, and from here onwards growth starts. So MIC is 1 microgram per ml. Here MIC is 32 microgram per ml. You can see this is the last tube in which there is no growth, hence covered there is growth of the yeasts. So this is high MIC, so this is a resistant organism. So by this we categorized that out of 70 isolates, fluconazole resistant were 21, fluconazole sensitive were 49, and it was found that majority of the yeast cells which were biofilm producers were fluconazole resistant, and this difference was found to be statistically significant, meaning thereby that biofilm is a potential virulence factor to impart antifungal resistance to the organism. Then we tested for another.
To interrupt, you have only 5 more minutes due to the time constraint.
Okay, I'm going to finish like so. So, this was another virulence factor of the candida albicans, that is proteinase production. It was tested on bovine serum albumin tests, where serum albumin proteolysis was observed, and this was seen like this. This was the bovine serum albumin test, and this was impregnated with candida albicans organisms, and it produced, it breaks down the protein, and there is a zone of clearing surrounding the disc, suggesting that it is proteinase positive. So this proteinase was in positivity. It was displayed to be stained with amyloid to see clearly this zone of proteolysis. So it was also seen that biofilm positive organisms, majority of the biofilm producing organisms were proteinase positive as compared to biofilm negative organisms. So how this thing happens? If the organism has formed the biofilms, once you administer antibiotics, majority of the antibiotics will be adjusted by killing the planktonic cells. Whichever antibiotic molecules are left, they will try to penetrate into the interior of the biofilms, and many of them will be trapped by the biofilm matrix, which I stated earlier, and whatever antibiotic molecules are left, they will still diffuse, and in the interior of the biofilm cells, the pH is low and the condition is anaerobic, and the inert cells are metabolically inert, so several acting antifungal agents will not be effective. So that is how they are recalcitrant to these antibiotics, and once most of the planktonic cells are killed, so there is little improvement in the signs and symptoms, clinician treating the patient will omit the antifungal agent and the organism can sense it and again form biofilms leading to chronicity of the disease. Okay, so this is very interesting sentence. They are small minute organisms. They form channels. They form three-dimensional structures. The channels should be bringing oxygen and nutrients and removing waste, which building. So some of the bacteria would be cooperating with each other, making the compound and passing it along to the next. It is at least a complicated tissue and possibly a CT-like structure. So these few more slides, 5 or 6 more slides are there, madam. So can this biofilm called an unwanted house guest? Yes. This is a house guest, but house guests all the time they do not behave properly. Sometimes the house guest may be unwanted. You do not want the house guest to remain because they will break your wine glasses, they will destroy your all utensils, they will cause nuisance, they will produce noise. So unwanted house guests may not be courteous and polite, matters little in whichever form the guest comes. So biofilm can be compared to an unwanted house guest because they show up uninvited. Biofilms also are uninvited. Once formed, it is a reservoir for increased number of free floating microorganisms. And second thing, they have friends over without asking. If you think about multicellular biofilms, they cooperate with each other and they invite other microorganisms to be deposited inside the biofilms. Then they spread germs and make you sick. So also biofilms. They win over expensive stuff. So also biofilm related infections, dental caries, paranasal sinus infection, chronic rhinosinusitis and bloodstream infections. And they try to get you in trouble. So there is no doubt in that because device related infections can lead to severe form of septicemia. Then they don't clean up after themselves. So also biofilms, unless it is very difficult to remove biofilms once it has gone in medical devices. So to keep them out, the unwanted guest is really problematic. So this was the study conducted in our institution, and she is the postgraduate student working under me, and she has worked a lot during her tenure. The tenure is going to be finished, and she is working on Candida albicans biofilms and shown that majority of the biofilm cells are resistant to antifungal agents. Thank you.
Thank you very much for a very impressive presentation, Prof. We shall further our discussion during lunchtime. Thank you. I suppose there's no question. If you have any question, you can discuss with Prof. Niranjan during lunch hour. Thank you, Prof.
Okay, without further ado, I would like to introduce our next speaker, TS Dr. Sharifah Shafinas A.P. Sharif Abdullah, from Faculty of Health Sciences, UiTM Selangor, Malaysia. She has over 22 years of experience as a registered nurse and 16 years as a nursing educator. She holds a Master of Nursing Sciences from the University of Malaya and recently completed her PhD, and her passion lies in intervention studies with her work published in index journals and receiving accolades such as the third Best Paper Award from the Singapore Medical Journal in 2016 and 9th place in the Best Paper Award from the Environmental Behavioral Journal in 2022. Dr. Sharifah Shafinas specializes in evaluating and improving patient health and well-being. She is dedicated to nursing research as a means to drive positive change in the healthcare system and the nursing profession. Currently, she serves as a faculty member at the Faculty of Health Sciences, UiTM Selangor. Please welcome TS Dr. Sharifah Shafinas A.P. Sharif Abdullah. She will be presenting on the topic evidence-based practice in nursing. Please welcome Doctor.
Okay, thank you for sharing me. Okay, good afternoon to everyone. Okay, my name is Sharifah. I'm from Center for the Nursing Study UiTM Puchayam campus. Okay, thank you to the University for inviting me to be one of the keynote speakers for today's session. Okay, so today I'm here to talk about the evidence-based practice in the state. Okay, so what do you understand by the evidence-based practice? Okay, so the evidence-based practice is all the treatment, procedure, or therapy that we give to the patient must be from the evidence. Okay? Okay, so the biggest challenge faced by the healthcare institution today is providing the evidence base, which is cost effective and also high quality care that will improve practice and also improve patient outcomes. Okay, study also conducted, they found that only 20% of the care that healthcare professional provided is based on the evidence and 80% is not. Okay, and study also found that the finding from your study suggests that 40% to 50% of the patient do not obtain care per evidence, and study also found that patients receive the recommended evidence-based cost of treatment is only 55% of the time. Okay, so you can see that half of our patients do not receive the evidence. Okay, so this happened because it takes an average of 5 to 7 years for the research evidence to reach a clinical practice. And we found the definition of the evidence-based practice. So what is the evidence-based practice, or EBP? So EBP is an approach to healthcare clinical decision making that integrates the best evidence from well-designed research studies with the clinician expertise and also patient preference and also value. Okay, this is the combination of the meaning for the evidence-based practice. So this is the diagram to show you the combination of the evidence-based practice. Okay, the first one is the basic scientific evidence. So we combine with the clinical experience from the healthcare providers and together from the patient value. Okay? And why we need to use the evidence-based practice? Okay, the first one, of course, we want to improve the patient outcome to the superior care. So we have to implement the evidence-based practice to the patient in order to provide a high quality care to the patient. Okay, the second one, we want to maximize the provided time and also want to reduce the cost. Okay, and the last but not least, we want to add a new contribution to the science of the nursing profession. Okay, this is the main of the evidence-based practice. Okay, so I want to keep improving for my patients. So if you want to keep improving for your patients, you have to apply for the evidence-based practice in order to deliver the high quality of care to the patient. Okay, so now we move on to the step of the evidence-based practice. So basically for the evidence-based practice, we have 6 steps. Okay, the first one is ask. Number 2 is search. 3 is praise. The fourth one is integrate, and then evaluate and disseminate. Okay, for the step number one is ask. Okay, so we have to asking and developing a well-built clinical question. Okay, you have to find the burning issue in your working area. What is the burning issue? Okay, for example, I'm working in the ICU unit, so I found that the incidence of the ventilated oxygen pneumonia is high. Okay, so how to reduce the incidence of the VAP? So I found from the literature, we found that because of the poor oral care, okay, high oral colonization can cause increasing the incidence of the VAP. Okay, the one is my research question. How to reduce the VAP in intubated patient? Okay, and then I proceed to the second stage. Second step is search. Okay, so I have to search for the evidence base. Okay, what is the current evidence in reducing the VAP in intubated patient in ICU? Okay, so the evidence, I found that this, the report that by using the Cresivin 0.21% can reduce the oral colonization and can reduce the incidence of VAP. Okay, the second stage. And then the third one is appraise. So all the selected article, all the literature review that I did, I have to appraise. Okay, I have to make sure that all the selected article must be key from the index journal. To make sure the information, the research finding must be reliable. Okay, the fourth stage, integrate. So integrate is applying the evidence to the practice. So the evidence saying that by using the Cresivin 0.1% can reduce the oral population and can reduce the incidence of the VAP. So I continue to the practice. Using Cresivin to reduce the oral population and see whether it can reduce the incidence of VAP or not. Okay. And then the step number 5, so I have to evaluate the effect. Whether the Cresivin can reduce the oral population and can reduce some of the incidence of VAP. And the finding from my implementation, I have to disseminate. Okay, this is the step of the evidence practice. It takes 6 steps. So now we move on to the barrier to evidence practice. The study also found that 50% of barrier to implementation of EDB are related to individual aspects. Okay, this is the barrier, okay, from the previous study. They stated that lack of time to read the literature is one of the barriers. The lack of time to work with the computer. The third one is insufficient proficiency in English language. The fourth one, inability to understand statistical terms and also inadequate understanding of the research language. Okay, this is the barrier. Okay. And most nurses and other healthcare providers agree that evidence practice is important, but how do we make it? Okay, they know about the important, but sometimes they have a barrier. They cannot implement EDP. Right. So this is the implementation of EDP in healthcare institution. Okay, maybe first we have to change the mindset to support a culture of change. Okay, from the traditional practice, maybe we can start applying for the evidence practice. In order to recognize the barrier, okay, barrier to implementing evidence within the healthcare institution. Okay, just now I just mentioned about the barriers, and we try to overcome all those barriers. And the third one, implementing evidence practice with MPP mentor, with the organization to support MPP. Okay, make sure the same as a mentor that is very well versed in implementing the MPP and can guide all the children about the information of the MPP. And last but not least, implementing the MPP in education. So we try to add the evidence practice information on the curriculum. Okay, this is the responsibilities in implementing the EDP in healthcare education. Okay, we move on to the who needs to use the for EDP. Okay, so of course, all the healthcare providers, okay, we need to use the EDP by appraise the evidence, okay, implement the evidence, and then how to evaluate practice changes in the outcome. Okay, this is also the most important person in implementing the EDP. And then researcher. Researcher also, implement for the EDP, research, okay, appraise
Saya keliru bawah. Yang tak bawah itu malah bawahnya sini. Sama kan dengan ini kan? Sama kan? Enggak, di tas saya. Yang tak bawah itu yang bawahnya contoh dua. Jadi ini ketinggalan di rumah. Di mall itu ada kan yang itu? Wah, bisa ya? Harga berapa itu?
And also a few lists of the evidence report. And this is the example of the journal that support for the evidence practice. We have evidence missing, online journal of innovation, worldview of evidence missing, the online journal, and also the question on distinction. Okay, so the next slide is the take-home messages. Okay, the first message from the evidence practice presentation today. So patients deserve the best, the very best care based on the latest evidence. Okay, and number two, using the evidence we can improve practice, patient outcome, and also cost effective. Number three, EBP means using the latest evidence combined with the clinician expertise and patient preference to deliver the highest quality.
Gak nyambung, gak gitu Pak.
And the last one,
Itunya gak ada alirannya. Makasih ya.
nurses are the unique physician.
Gak ada alirannya semua sana.
The use of the evidence practice in order to patient care. Right? So this is my list of references. So with that, thank you. Over to you, Jeremy.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Sharifah, for a nice and wonderful presentation. Okay, now we can proceed to the next presenter.
I would like to call for our last presenter, Dr. Sandeep Shaligram Wankhadi. Dr. Sandeep Shaligram Wankhadi is an experienced yoga teacher and therapist. He has advanced training in yoga and specialized in Ashtanga yoga principles. He has 24 years of teaching experience in the field of yoga. He has also conducted workshops and training sessions across the globe. After completing his yoga education at GS College Kalvalidam Lonavala under Pure University, he pursued a PhD in Yoga Shastra at Kalval Yadama Research Center, KKSU, Ramtek. So today, Dr. Sandeep Wankhadi, he will be presenting his speech titled Yoga, Its Importance in Healthcare and Holistic Living, enhancing physical, mental, and emotional well-being. The floor is yours.
Thank you, madam. How are you?
I'm fine.
Are you sleepy?
No.
Esteemed guests, dignitary speakers, and fellow researchers, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I would like to thank you, Dr. Sandeep Oda, Lincoln University, Indonesia University, and India University. They gave me this worthy opportunity to share my review of literature's research on yoga and healthcare system. It is both an honor and privilege to address the esteemed gathered at the 7th International Conference on Healthcare and Health Sciences. Today I stand before you to discuss a subject that is both ancient and timeless in its relevance, yoga and its importance in healthcare and holistic living, specifically how it enhances physical, mental, and emotional well-being. So, I would like to mention here that President of Lincoln University, they mentions how prevention is important nowadays. And just my lecture is the second part of his talk. Try to understand. He informed in his lectures how its importance, and I am going to talk yogic tool, how they help to preventions of health. Okay? Yoga is not just exercise. Yoga is more than exercise. And yoga has some specific tools. And that tools, when we use in our life, we will change our life. It has that powers. Just I want to give you one example. See, we have two nostrils. Can we use always our two nostrils? Just check your which nostril is your working. Just my lecture is more practical way, you know. Just you see. I will explain. Just you exhale forcefully on your hands like this. Which nostril is working? Just check. Which is more active, which is not more active. Just you check. That both is working, please raise your hands. Left is working, raise your hands. Only left. And right is working, raise your hands. Why these changes? Okay? Yoga says this has some relationship with your brain. Your right brain is active, that time your left nostril is active. When your left brain is active, then right is active. And when your both is active, means you are more balanced. So yoga has some tools. So if you practice alternative nostril breathing, it will balance. And that will be useful for improve your concentration and balance. See, this is tool. Second tool I am going to tell you about it. See, our mind and breathing have some special relationship. Do you know? Anybody know? If your breathing is fast, means your mind is working fast, more fast. If your breathing is calm down, your mind is calm down. Okay? So yoga has some breathing techniques that can bring your breathing in normal position. That will be helpful for you to control your stress, to control your depressions, anxiety, to keep your balance. Try to understand, when you use these techniques in your life will change. Therefore, yoga is the art of beautiful life. If you want to live your life happy and healthy, please adopt some yogic techniques in your life. It will change your life. Second thing, simples I want to tell you. If you want to increase your concentration, focus and mindfulness, best techniques, whenever you have time, just you focus on your breath and check how many breaths you can focus, you can concentrate. Just avoid all thoughts, avoid all movements of body, and just you sit. and just you check your normal natural breath. Please, everybody sit erect. Just you check. Please, everybody, just you sit upright. Just a beautiful practice. It change your life. Just you sit upright, close your eyes, and just try to focus on your breath. And check, test how many breath you can concentrate on your breath. How many breath? Just you check. Maybe 5, maybe 10, maybe 20. Just you check. It's a beautiful practice. And slowly open your eyes so we understand our concentration levels. This is the test for concentration levels, test for mindfulness. And if you practice every day these ones, whenever you have time, and when you continue keep concentrations on your breath 120 times, you see tremendous changes in your life. In your life, you don't face frustrations, depressions, anxiety. Your concentration level is changed. Everything you feel, complete change in your life. See, this is the stool. And if you use it, it will make your life. Okay? So, like this, examples are there. Now my research key points is yoga and its importance in healthcare systems, holistic living, and enhancing physical, mental, and emotional well-being. So see, healthcare systems we can divide in 3 parts: preventions, treatments, and rehabilitations. And yoga is playing role in 3 parts. And through research, last 100 years, continue different, so many researchers are research about yoga and health related issues in different angles. And that research base, I am going to show you some things that will be very interesting and good for you. I am sure it will be new for you. It is little bit need time to digest. But when you understand proper way, you understand its importance for our healthy, happy life. Second, see, yoga is very ancient practice. It's 5,000 year old practice. It's include in Ayurveda also. In Ayurveda, they include it in Swasthavitra. Swasthavitra is chapter for preventions. And they mention there, preventions point of view, yoga is very useful. And now also, so many hospitals, medical universities, they include yoga as a rehabilitations, treatments, and preventions and rehabilitations point of view also. So see, our Prime Minister, Sri Narendra Modi, Honorable Narendra Modi, is when he addressed UNESCO, means United Nations General Assembly, that time he said regarding yoga. Yoga is an unvaluable gift of ancient Indian traditions. It embodies unity of mind and body, thought and action, restraint and fulfillments, harmony between man and nature, and a holistic approach to health and well-being. So see, through this code, we understand the importance of yoga. Now, health definitions is continuously increasing, because before health definition that WHO is created, there is only physical health, mental health, and emotional health. But nowadays, that definition is also increased. Because health, then see, yoga, what is the yoga? Yoga means balance, equanimity, joint. And when we will practice that yoga skills, it will bring equanimity, balance and harmony in breath, body and mind. And that is important for success in our life. It is not related to any religions. So many misconceptions is there regarding yoga, but it's art for healthy living. See, nowadays, what is the status of health? I especially focus here in Malaysia. Okay, this is not only for related to Malaysia, but everywhere, every country. Nowadays, there is a big issue regarding health, especially mental health. First things, in Malaysia also, anxiety, stress and depression's ratio is continuously increasing. And that study is here. If you want to read more, please you read it. Second things, suicide tendency also in Malaysia. Check here, 2019, 953 young youth suicide. Then see that numbers is increased in 2020, 2119. It's showing psychological issues are rising everywhere. And this is not small things. Second thing is importance in these slides. See, youth populations is decreasing and old populations is increasing. And that is dangerous. That is not good sign. Try to understand. Just I want to give one example. Now in one bus, there is a 2 seats are reserved for old peoples. But in 2050, we have to keep there 7, 6 or 8 seats reserved because of old population is increasing. Now try to understand. In developed country already that is a more populations of old age, like Japan, China. Okay, here and in 2050 in Malaysia also old populations is increased till 38%. Try to imagine in 100, 38% people is old and they need healthcare systems. In youth they have mental issues, they need healthcare systems, and that pressures will increase in 2050 tremendous. So in that point of view, in that contact point of view, prevention is the best way. Prevention is the best way, and when you work on prevention, it's useful to improve, emptiness, healthy aging point of view. Prevention is important. Youth health point of view is prevention is important, and yoga is playing very important roles in prevention's health point of view. So see, yoga, there is some philosophy, there is some tools, okay? There is Ashtanga yoga. So see now, world health, definitions, contents is increased. Social health, physical health, emotional health, intellectual health, environmental health, and spiritual health. Okay? Try to understand. Try to understand. Russia and Ukraine, war is there, but now Malaysian people are also affected for that. Mentally and physically and economically also. Means globally we are connected each other. Environmental also see, we are, some research you see, every day we are eating plastics also. And so many things, so many issues are there. What we are eating, what we need, there is something questions mark.
So prevention's point of view, diet, how to use mobile, how to sleep, small things, but we have to manage and we have to work on it. Today is very important. Then, according to yoga philosophy, our body have 5 states. Try to understand. Not only physical body is everything. Our physical body is made by food. Okay, this physical body. Then we have pranic body. This, according to yoga, we have some pranas, and that prana is responsible for our physical body. And then for physical body, then monoman means our mind, means mental body. And after mental body, there is an intellectual body. And in that body, when we balance, we will be healthy. Try to understand. When we will be healthy, that is called Annamaya Kosha. This we are complete balance. This body is not us. We are more than body, and we have to work on it, and that is very important. See, in Bhagavad Gita also they mentions Yukta Ahar Viharasya Yukta Chastasya Karmasu Yukta Swapnao Bodhasya Yogo Bhoti Dukaha. It's a very best code. It's helpful to help, means holistic living. See, Yukta Ahar means skillful diet is very important. Okay? And that is a key, that is playing very key roles in our health. See, in yoga they mentions our stomach is divided in 4 parts. Try to understand. Always we have to take 2 parts food, 1 part water, and 1 part air. If you not follow these ones, that is a danger for your health. Okay? So see how to eat. That is very important. If you are eating not right foods, one example I always give. Animals and baby, when their tummy is full, they don't eat. But we humans have own controls. If our tummy is full, our friend is saying us, let's go for party, ice cream party, we are ready to go. But when baby is full tummy, mothers, if try to feed more, baby will try to cry. Lion is full of tummy, never eat. So we have to learn something for improve our diet systems. Second is physical activity. Nowadays, few are exercising body, but without exercise, our body is one stool. It's need proper way to heal. So proper exercise for body is essential, and we have to work on it. Lifestyles, okay? Lifestyles need some changes. How many times we have to use social media? Here also I see so many are engaged in social media. So need to control yourself. Okay? How many times we are giving social media? How many we are, using proper way that mobile? Okay? So many things we need to correct, and that is change our life. Sleep. Because when we go on bed, we try to use mobile, but when that use mobile, it disturbs your sleep. Okay? So try to work there for your better sleep. If you work on your better sleep, better diet, and better exercise, it changes your life. And that is called prevention is better than cure. Okay? Yes. So when you work on this prevention point of view, when you work on your proper diet, proper exercise, proper stress management, proper your mental health management, and that is a way of holistic living. And everyone we today need to live holistic life for our health, our family health. Yes. Now physical benefits of research is done. So many research are done, but I select some. Some yogic practices improve our physical flexibility, strength, and cardiovascular endurance, cardiovascular health, and some research is there. See, in school in India, their research is done. Schools, students, physical health condition is very poor now, everywhere. I am not taking it about only India, but if you check in Malaysia, there is also, when you visit in school, obesity percentage is too much. Okay? If you check, the research are done there, so many people are obese here. In schools also, children need to learn, need to correct them is very essential. Okay? So here is also 430 students study is done, and in that seen 36.8% fitness is improved in 3 weeks of yoga practices. Yoga practices is good in mental health point of view also. So some studies are done there for stress reductions, anxiety and depressions. So now here is stress recovery. Okay, here some research is done. There is some technique. Try to understand. Yoga have some tools. Here they use shavasana, one technique tool. Okay, and in that they check. Okay, in sitting conditions, lie down conditions, in shavasana conditions. In that ratio, we see for relaxed means bring our heart rate and BP in normal conditions. Shavasana need only 8 minutes. Okay, and when we relax on chair, need 24 minutes, and when we lie down we need 32 minutes. So here, if you use this tool, it saves your time. It teach you how to recover, how to bring your heart rate and BP in normal. See, GABA.
Excuse me, Dr. Sandeep, you only have 2 minutes more left.
Okay.
We are approaching the lunch hour.
3 minutes. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Just I am showing continued research. Okay. Check. Here is in meditations we see good changes in GABA. And in that, if that level is managed through meditations, it will useful to preventions of depressions and anxiety. Yes, the yoga for chronic diseases like hypertension, diabetes, and others. So here is a diabetes related research. When we practice yoga, it will change positively. Means our insulin dose is reduced, glucose tolerance is increased, and medications dose are reduced. Okay, this research is done. Then emotional resilience. In that point of view, see, cortisol's thickness is increased through medications, and that will important to management your emotions, your stress, your tensions. So it's some tools to management of our stress. See, now when we are depressed, angry, and bad mood, that is not only just your physical, the facial muscles is damaged. That damage your internal organs also. Here in different situations we take our stomach X-ray. When we are in normal conditions after rest, Here is a X-ray. Check. Due to anger. When you are anger, it's not only facial muscles you show angerness. Your stomach muscle is also showing angerness. This contraction is there. And when you relax in meditations and rest in Shavasana, your stomach shape is also going to normal. So see how meditations is work in internal body also. And that is very important. In therapeutic point of view, so many universities, hospitals, and nowadays it includes yoga in this preventing point of view also. And low back pain, if somebody has low back pain, only 2-3 asanas they have to perform right way, and they will get very good results. And so many research is done. When you check in Google Scholars and PubMeds, so many research are there regarding. See now how this is some Udyan Banda and Navli Kriya. It's create vacuum inside the tummy. Okay, it's useful to improve blood circulations in digestive systems. It's useful to protect our pancreas, livers. In this research, they say when we practice this one, 100 ml milk we can suck inside. Like this, negative pressure increase inside the tummy. So how that yogic practices work inside the body, we can understand it. So see, through this research, we understand yogic contribution to physical, mental, and emotional health is supported by extensive scientific evidence. Yogic practices is cost effective. Just you need to direct your life proper way. Preventive health care point of view is also very important. Then complementary therapy point of view also is very important. Improve quality of life. Okay? You understand how to care your mind, how to care your emotions, how to care your body, how to balance your body, and that is improve your quality of life. So therefore, call to actions, integration of yoga into mainstream healthcare, of a holistic approach to well-being. Some references are here. Thank you. If you have any questions regarding this, Madam can tell you where you can discuss with me. Please, ma'am. Thank you, all of you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Sandeep. So I hope that for those who want to discuss more about yoga, you can meet with Dr. Sandeep during lunch hour later.
Once again, thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you very much to all the speakers. May I call upon Dr. Sandeep is here already. Professor Dr. Niranjan Nayak on the stage. Dr. Abdullah Junior S. Mangaru on the stage, please, sir. And Dr. T.S. Dr. Sharifah Shafinas on the stage, please. We'd like to call upon the chairperson, Dr. Nur Ashima, and Dr. Alina Abdullah to deliver the memento of appreciation to all the speakers, please. Dr. Sandeep Poddar will be accompanied by Dr. Nia to deliver the memento of appreciation to the chairperson as well.
Thank you very much, Dr. Sesi kedua, Dr. Neil, Dr. Sandeep, Dr. Niranjan, Dr. Abdullah, and Dr. Shafi. We appreciate your presence to this conference. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going for lunch break. The lunch will be served in ground floor at the restaurant in Dakwah.